What's going on, guys? It is a beautiful day to go dual pulley on the S4. This is one of the main things that I've been the most keen to do. We've got the heat exchanger, we've got the dual pulley, all from Integrated Engineering. The heat exchangers from PLM, private label, and dual pulleys from Integrated Engineering. So we'll get the gets out of here and we'll bring the beast out. Can't even see it. Ba-boom. Alright, let's get a cold start. Alright, first thing we have to do is get the car into service position. Alright guys, we're in service position. I've got this side held up by the jack, and I might have a little nugget here. When you're going into service position, you need to undo this piece right here. That is normally bolted into here. So you undo the 13mm, pop it out and forward, and there's another hole right there. I'm not sure if it's made for this purpose or not, but you're able to move this whole front section out, which you need to do to access the pulley here. And so instead of having, you know, something else like that jack over on this side, you can just pop it into there and it will hold there nice and solid. So I'm not sure if I figured that out or if the Germans did, but it is good. Oh yeah, so I've marked the top of the pulley there with some white paint on both sides, and now I actually had some compressed air which I just got up inside here and sprayed so I can clean the bolts out if need be. And yeah, now we can I guess start cracking off the pulley. Alright, here's the factory pulley. Here's the new one. So it slides on top. Now, one of these bolts is offset, and you can see there's one marking here, and there's also two little markings on the inside, which you probably can't see. There's two little dots there. So those need to get lined up, and this is the marking that I made. So when it goes on, it sits like that, and that was the center there. So on the Integrated Engineering, right where the logo is, there's a little rivet right there. So you line that up with the factory one, which is a bit hard to do. Yep, like that. And then they're all beautifully lined up. And then you just got to twist it back to here. Find that marking that I made, which is right there. And then put it back on, and then you've got the new longer bolts to go through. So it probably looks easier than it is, but essentially that's what we've got to do. So that's where it's going to be mounted again, and when we go on, so we've got a new belt for the supercharger side of things, but for this side here, that goes on the back end of the original pulley, you need to make sure it's sort of in place just like that when you put the pulley on, because once the pulley's on, you can't get that behind the pulley, if that makes sense. Alright guys, we are on. Now it's the new pulley right there, then right behind it we have the belt, which you can't really see, but it's in place, which is exactly what we need. And what I've also done is I just sort of fingered every single bolt on. So some of the bolts hit the plastics up here, so you can see there's like rivets and stuff. So yeah, you just got to maneuver it around till you get them in. Finger them all on so you know that not one is not going in properly because you've got it off center. So as long as they all start threading, you're all good. Ba-boom, guys, part one is done. Okay, so that big supercharger wheel is now going to spin the hell out of this thing, and we're going to make all the boost. Now, last thing to note, when I was doing up all those bolts, I didn't go around in a circle. So I went like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Just separately, because you don't want to seat the pulley on wrong. So when you do one side, second side, you know what I mean? It goes on properly. But yeah, so I'll get the belts back on. That's the old supercharger belt. That's the new one. So yeah, we'll get it on. And probably not start it, probably just go straight into the heat exchanger. It's the stocky there. And then once that's done, then we can start it and launch it. Alright guys, it doesn't look like the car has to be in service position for the heat exchanger upgrade, but we do need to remove crash bar, so I'm going to get it back bolted in so I can plug in the coolant lines and plug in whatever else needs to be plugged in, and you know, it's not just hanging there with the jack, and then we can start on the heat exchanger. Alright, we're out of service position. Let's go first start. She sounds good, no misfires. Just standing back here, I can get a better listen. That's good, I'm happy. Did you hear how hard it was to start? The car sits overnight, come out the next day, try and start it. Usually the battery's dead. We're in lockdown, so you can't go and get a battery. I've got to get one delivered. Just a big drainer, but I've got this thing. So I just keep that charged and jump start it whenever it needs, but it's a big battery too. Alright guys, got the emo fucking hairstyle. So the new heat exchanger mounts to the back of this bad boy, like so. So we'll have to line that up and get it El Perfecto. And the other thing I've noticed is on the old heat exchanger there was two going onto either side, and on this one we've got one on either side there. And I guess one's a drain. They're both drains, top and bottom. So I'll have to work that out. Pretty self-explanatory. Anything? Alright, so far it looks good. Looks so out of place. It's silver because they were out of stock on black. Then I'm not waiting around. And nothing that a bit of black paint can't fix. Alright, so I've got the new pipe going down through there and it connects to the original. Then on this side that connects to the original. I topped that up almost to max, and I'm going to start the car, and I guess that's going to run coolant through the system, and that will go low, and I'll have to top it up again. At least that's what I'm hoping. I think it's working, guys. It's already done a min again. Alright guys, I put everything back together. Front bumper's on, covers, everything's done. There was no leaks, everything seems to be perfect. I'll bring the Gets in, we will hook it up to the battery, so I use the Gets as my battery charger, flash the car, and we should be making some big power. Alright guys, we're on. So we went with the double pulley crackle because I love that crackle. Oh yeah, man, I gotta say that was really quick. I literally turned the camera off, went into the Gets, gave it some gas just to help the charge process, if that even does anything, and came back and it was almost done. Okay. Alright lads, here she is. To be honest, I actually quite like the big cooler in silver. A bit hard to see. I mean, you can clearly see it, but in the same detail as you can see it in real life. It looks aftermarket. It just looks like, if you look at it like that, you're like, that car's had some work done to it. Alright guys, welcome to Dual Pulley. Don't mind this, I'm waiting for my new gear selector. Guys, that is the dual pulley setup. That was a really fun drive. I really want to get more footage of launches, 0 to 60s, 60 miles, just driving, POV drives, racing people, all sorts of really fun stuff that I'm excited for, but we just need to wait until lockdown is over.
Shut down the system to protect the battery of cars.
Yeah, and so once that happens, obviously we'll be able to make a lot more content, drive around, all that stuff. In terms of the dual pulley system, it is a huge gain. When you go from stock to single pulley, it's a massive gain, and then when you go from single to dual, it's just a whole nother ball game. It's not like, I've been in very, very fast cars before, and it's not like blurry fast where things just start to get blurry. Like, you see something, and before you can even comprehend what you've seen, you're already passing it. Like, that is next level fast. But dual pulley is another animal. It's very fast. It's a whole lot of fun. And we've got one more thing that I want to put on the car. That is a upgraded throttle body. So I haven't put that on yet. I'll do that soon. And that's from Integrated Engineering as well. It's one of the last things that they sell, I believe, apart from the fuel pump. And see how much gains we get from that. And then maybe meth injection for the last thing, but we'll see. For now, this thing is really, really good, really fast, really fun. And hope you, from the video, you can see that. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If there's any videos you want to see regarding this, like take it for a drive, burn it, do something, let me know. It'll be good. Thanks.